Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Apologies for the late start. June, you mind starting us out with prayer?
Abba, I'd like to thank you for waking us up today, Abba, and giving us the breath of life to give one of the many gifts that you've given us, Abba. I'd like to thank you for letting us get here and gathering safely today so we can get into your scripture, your word, and learn how to better serve you, Abba. Let's get into this with our hearts and our minds open so we can receive what it is we need to receive today. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. So we're still in the iniquities of the fathers. I don't know why I titled it this, but I titled it "Who Sent You." Well, hope it makes sense. Just as a refresher, scripture, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 5 real quick, and I'm just going to read verses 6 through 9. I am Yahuwah thy Elohah, which brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. So that means that we should be serving the Most High. Only him, not all this other universe and all this other weirdo stuff, right? You shall not make thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. I, Yahuwah, thy Elohah, am a jealous Elohah, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate him. So you may think that it skipped you, but no.
Your family gonna get it.
Down the line.
And then you gonna know why.
No, and they ain't gonna have a clue what's going on, right? So just some quick little news about Trump. Trump said what he said. I got a quick video real quick. I'm gonna unplug this.
We have to win this election, most important election ever. We want a landslide that's too big to rig. If you want to save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know, and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote. Just this time.
Listen.
You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed, it'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm not Christian. I love you. Get out. You gotta get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not gonna have to vote.
He said he's not Christian.
So, but what he's saying is, you get out, you vote this time. He said you'll never have to vote again. What does that mean?
What's the underlying meaning behind that?
You vote this time, you'll never have to vote again.
They have it so fixed up so good, you won't have to. What's gonna happen?
You'll kill all these folks that go out and vote for Christian. You finna fix it to where you go vote Christian.
Because he can't have another elect. Like if he wins this one, he can't run again. But he said you'll never have to vote again. That don't even make sense.
I mean, he could make some changes. He could, he can. If enough people vote for it. But
Well, they worship him as a god, and they definitely would.
it used to be 12. You could do it until Roosevelt did it, and then after that, no more. But
Yeah, but just something, I'll always pay attention to what they be saying.
then we're again gonna have to vote. That's weird.
Yeah, because there's another video.
We have to win this election, most important election ever. We want a landslide that's too big to rig. If you want to save America,
it's the
get
same
your
man.
friend.
So for this one, oh my bad, hold on. Yeah. So for this one, I'm not even really going to show it. Basically, Trump is letting us know he's creating an anti-Christian task force
What?
to go against the people that are coming against quote unquote Christianity.
Oh, really?
But that's really one of the things to where, because we know who we are now,
Yeah.
you know, so it's very subtle. So just be on the lookout for that, because that's one of the things that's on his campaign thing. That's one of his things. Yeah, you know, because he's really doing the bidding for the ish people. We'll just leave it at that. Right, so we'll just skip past this. No. Okay, so we're going to Deuteronomy 28 before we really get into things. We're going to read, I think, 35 or 36 verses, so whoever wants to read, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy Elohim, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that thee, the Most High thy Elohim, will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all of these blessings shall come to thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy Elohim. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of the body, or thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thine kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store.
So what does blessing mean?
Blessed,
Give more.
blessed
Blessed
shall
with
be,
more.
you'll be in good.
Blessed with abundance.
You'll be in good
Multiply.
fortune.
Yeah.
Good fortune, perfect. Because, you know, when we started like doing YouTube, we kind of started with this, but some of this is kind of a refresher. Like I said, it's a blessing, but it's the source of blessing, prosperity, a blessing to where you are the praise of the Most High. That's why he's blessing you, right? But it's a gift, a present, but it's also, he said he was going to give us a treaty of peace. It's in there, right? One of the definitions of it, barakah, right? Treaty of peace, though. Or like they used to call for a benediction at the end of service or whatever. Benediction is one of the words that describes it, right? So that's what a blessing is. It's really a treaty of peace, right? So keep going.
Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Most High shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. Thou shalt come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways.
Because remember in Leviticus 26, when we don't do the things, then we're the ones that flee 7 ways, and of the 28 times we get cursed or whatever, right? Okay.
The Most High shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Most High thy Elohim giveth thee.
So what does that mean that he's to command something?
To command something?
Yeah.
He tell you what to do.
Huh? But in the context of that scripture, though.
Say he shall command the blessing upon thee. That means
So he's going to tell the blessing to be upon you.
Yeah, he's making that thing happen. He's like, no, it's like when you get back into that word, it actually says it overtakes you. It actually becomes a part of you. It's inside of you, right? Remember, that's that covenant of peace. That's this treaty of peace, right? Keep going.
The Most High shall establish thee in an holy people unto himself, and he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Most High thy God, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Most High, and they shall be afraid of thee.
What's going to cause them to be able to see that the Most High, that you're called by his name?
By us walking in the commandments of his
Right. But particularly from what we've been reading, the blessings, because we're being obedient, right? So they'll see all this stuff keeps happening to us, nothing but good, nothing but good. You can't hurt us, you can't do nothing. They're gonna be afraid of us. Like, oh man, the Most High is with y'all. Like y'all said though, through obedience, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, keep going. Next slide.
Yeah, you got time. You got smaller, didn't it?
And the Most High shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Most High sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Most High shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow.
We're borrowing everything right now, right?
And the Most High shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Most High thy Elohim, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left hand, or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them.
What does verse 14 mean, Jeremiah? Yahoo.
I mean, and that's not going some of the words. I mean, whatever the Most High says you gotta do at the end of the day.
Right, which is his commandments, right? Right.
Like, don't go straight on the other people who not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Why? Why do we have to do that?
It's a commandment, for one. If you do, you'll be blessed.
Right, the blessings, right? So everyone will know we're the Most High's people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, read the next verse.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy Elohim, to observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Like, he literally puts it in black and white, as they say. Literally lets you know, like, if you don't do it, now, you know I'm going to curse you, right?
Warning.
I'm going to curse you.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you all these blessings to where can't nobody touch you. You're going to have, you know, the fatness of the earth, everything that you could ever dream of, the desires of your heart. But if you cross me,
Yeah.
and if you go worse than Lucifer,
Yeah. Or Israel.
Huh?
Whoever.
yeah, we going to have an issue, right?
Yeah.
So that means that it's important for us to know the commandments, right? And especially if you have children that are at the age where they can comprehend things, they should know it.
Yeah.
Or especially like when other kids try to get them to do stuff that we know is wrong, they should be like, no.
What they should be doing.
And the little things too, like, I don't do that, we don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
exactly.
You gotta teach them to stand firm.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, you have to be the example. You have to stand firm.
You have to be set apart.
You just said it. You have to be the example, right? So he said that, but because he knew what our people was going to do. If you don't, I will put these curses on you, right? What does curse mean? Y'all remember?
Like a string of bad luck. I mean, what else could it be? A string of bad luck. Like for a long
By
time.
definition, I don't know what it means, but curse, yes, like there's nothing.
There's nothing good.
It ain't nothing good.
Nothing prosperous.
You don't want nothing to do with that one.
Subtraction.
hmm
And you're gonna be wondering like, what in the world's going on?
Because we're reading about curses, right? And we're going to read, I think, to verse 37. And then later on, I'm going to show y'all how we ended up getting cursed.
It's probably the same reason serving other gods.
Well, you know that's the intent, but I'm going to show you how he used the enemies to curse us,
Okay.
right? So, kelala, right? Curse, vilification. Aren't we the most vilified people on earth? Execration, right? So it's, like you said, it's a bad luck. Everything about us, when people think of black people, is a bad connotation, right?
Negative.
Right? And then, according to the dictionary.com, it's a solemn utterance intended to invoke a supernatural power to inflict harm or punishment on someone or something. So he's letting you know, just like when you're doing the right things, I'm going to command all these blessings to overtake you. Now I'm going to command these curses. So instead of the blessings being inside you, now it's nothing but curses. And if you don't get it out of your bloodline, then it's going to go from generation to generation. This is all about the iniquities of the fathers.
That's how you get generational curses.
That's exactly how you get generational curses. And we have to understand these things so we can break these curses, right? And this word curse, if you go back to the original word, it went back to the word trifling. I don't know if y'all remember that from a long time ago. Yeah, trifling. Yeah. Yeah, it was in there because, again, this was like years ago. This part's a rehash because we need to be renewing our mind and remembering, right? Is that his TV? No, that's that TV. Oh, okay. So, Jamal, can you read this?
Yeah, I got you, June. You can't do it all by yourself.
Not too small, man.
Nah, I know, right? Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. So everything he was saying earlier is some curses.
Everything, yep.
Everything, yeah. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep.
So he just said your land's going to be cursed, your kind, any type of cattle you got, the flocks of your sheep, and your body, your children.
Anything you can see that's yours, it's going to be cursed pretty much. That
Right.
touch, it's going to be cursed.
Right?
Yep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
So it don't matter where you at, what country you flee to, who you hiding from.
You'll get pulled over, you'll get messed with, you'll get go to jail.
Let
ticket.
you know that these curses is a part of you.
Yeah. You gonna know you cursed.
He literally makes it a part of your DNA.
Yeah.
It literally ends up becoming a code in your DNA. It becomes an algorithm inside you, right?
That's why black folks been cursed so long.
Yeah.
The Most High shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto.
Any type of work that you're trying to do, I'm going to curse it.
Yeah. Until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly.
So he's letting you know what his intent is. When we're rebellious, that's his intent. That's what's in his heart, right? As a people, right?
That's
Okay.
cold. That's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. Because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Right.
So you got about
So that's what's in his heart, right? So, again, this is due to what? Disobedience, right? So when people always end up saying what? The devil attacked me, or the devil made me do it. No. Because the Most High said that what? I'm going to send these curses on you. So a lot of times who they call the devil or Satan, I'm not going to say his actual name or whatever, ends up being a scapegoat because the Most High sent them.
He allowed him to do what he's doing.
He sent them like, nah, you know what? They really ain't with me like that. So you got them. Go ahead. Oh yeah. My blessings, it can't touch them right now. No, you good. You good.
Do what you want, just don't kill him.
No.
Or you might be able to.
How about, did you not just,
He said perish.
he said, until thou be destroyed and until thou perish quickly. So once your iniquity cup gets to that point and he's just done with you, woe is me. Woe is me, right? Again, the iniquities of the fathers, because you always got to be trying to get rid of all of that stuff. We don't know. We honestly don't know. Keep going.
The Most High shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Most High shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with, what was that,
Mildew.
and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
So then, even any kind of other way, they gonna follow you. Don't worry. I got the best trackers on earth. Like, because you cannot run your DNA. You cannot run the curse that I put in your DNA, right? I have to rewrite that. Is what the Most High is saying. Through your obedience, through your prayers and your supplication, I can rewrite you back to the blessing algorithm, right? Okay, keep going.
And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass.
Mm-hmm.
and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
That means you be a slave, captive slave.
The Most High shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou beest destroyed. The Most High shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
So he tells us, as a nation, once we're wicked like that, we're going into every kingdom under the earth. That's how you know those people over there ain't them, because that did not happen to them. Right? Literally, right there. That's in the doggone curses. That's a part of the covenant, right? So this word mildew, because I was like, man, why are you talking about mildew? Like,
That's on grass in the morning, right?
so this word mildew, right?
Or dew is. Dew
Right,
is.
right. That's dew, right?
Mildew is like what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? When something got too much water and it starts, you know. So this word mildew also means paleness. So mildew, paleness, lividness, rust, right? But it says paleness, whether a person's from fright, when you know how scared we be when police stop us and this and that, or of plants from a drought. So then he's even going to kill your crops again, right? Paleness, right? Because you have no might in your hands. Like he actually ended up sending ones that would give you a fright, right? The one that claimed to be y'all that's really not. You have no heritage, you have no history, you have no recollection of anything. Most of us can't even really go back that far with our generations. Like, I don't even know what they look like. I don't know. You know, some people say we native, some people say we this and that. We have no idea. I'm trying to speed this long so we can get to it. Go ahead.
And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High will smite thee with the, what's that,
Botch.
Botch of Egypt, and with the, what's that,
Emeralds, yeah.
emeralds, and with scar,
Scab.
scab,
Mm-hmm.
and with the itch, whereof thou cast cannot be healed.
So, what is the botch of Egypt? Anybody?
I know box when you mess up something. I know what.
Okay, June, read this. Just skip the first part. Just read here. Don't read this part. Just read that.
Which, okay. Which some understand of the leprosy.
So it can be a form of leprosy, literally. This botch of Egypt, right? There's different. You're gonna see the different definitions of what it could be, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay. That sort of it called
Elephantiasis. Mm-hmm.
or elephantiasis, yeah. Frequent among the Egyptians.
Right.
See Gil on Leviticus 13:2. Says
Thevenot.
Thevenot
Mm-hmm.
relates that when the time of the increase of the Nile expires, the Egyptians are attended with sharp prickings in their skin like needles. So
Van Slip.
says, the waters of the Nile cause an itch in the skin, which troubles such as drink of them when the river increases. This itch is very small and appears first about the arms, next upon the stomach, and spread all about the body, which causes a grievous pain. And not only the river water, but that out of the cisterns drink of. Brings it, and it lasts about 6 weeks.
So he said he would give that to them for a long continuous, to where they could not be healed. Right. We keep going.
Though some take this botch to be the botch and
Oh, no, my bad. Jump down to here where it says emeralds.
or hemorrhoids,
Mm-hmm.
or the piles, a disease of the fundament, attend sometimes with ulcers.
So he said, I'm going to give you hemorrhoids. I'm going to give you ulcers. I'm going to give you an itch that you can't get rid of. I'm going to potentially give you leprosy. He said, I'm going to give you the worst of the worst by being disobedient,
I
right?
don't want him to kill you. This just make you suffer.
Yeah, he just wants you to be miserable.
That's
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
Yep.
Like just
Right? Keep going.
Man.
The Most High shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in the dark. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled even more, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Oh, man.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
White House. Okay.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof.
Right. So you don't get to enjoy anything, right? Because you're a slave. You're a sharecropper.
Still later, you don't get to enjoy it.
Right. You're a sharecropper that you don't get to share anything. You're just really just a cropper, right? Because that's what it literally turned into for us, right?
Not even your wife.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's somebody
I mean that's your wife, but you know we go together. Like, what you talking about? What is he talking about? you know we share though. We don't share my wife. What does he mean? Is you dumb? Like nah, bro. So Yahuwah shall smite you with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. What does that sound like to y'all?
suffering.
Madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, to be belligerent and blind to the truth, and astonishment of heart,
How did y'all feel after the Sonya Massey thing?
not a loving person.
Mad.
Mad. Are you mad?
The Sonya Massey thing, is that one choosing?
Livid.
Mm-hmm.
Livid.
Mad, right?
I was upset. I was angry and appalled.
Yeah.
Livid.
And can one of y'all be checking the comments in case there's a comment once we actually get into it? Because I can't really see that. But yeah, mad, right? Jeremiah, keep reading. But remember, because he said madness, right?
Yes, man.
He said madness, and then he said earlier, or right here, and thou shalt only be only oppressed. Madness and oppression, right? Okay.
Let me see. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face. That's crazy. And shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them.
I mean, why'd it have to be violently taken away? Oh, because you're going to know it's me. That's what he's saying. You're going to know it came from my hand.
Yeah, you can do about it.
Yeah. And that's all I got to say about that.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing. It's like a slave, bro. A slave, bro.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Because all the mothers was crying because they won't see their kids ever again.
Right?
And fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no night in thy hand.
Might.
Mites in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
We didn't know these people, right? Okay.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away always,
Mm-hmm.
so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Most High shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy feet unto the top of thy head.
So from the rooter to the tutor.
Yeah, leprosy.
And again, you see madness and you see oppression, right? So we have modern terms for that. Are you mad, right? So the word there is saga, right? Or shaga, right? It means mad, madman, to rave through insanity, right? To play the madman, right? But the scientific word for that would be, give me a scientific word for a madman.
Madman.
Crazy,
Insane.
insane, lunatic. And like they almost call it a disease, but they call it something else. What do they call those things?
Schizophrenia. Or
Right. So that means that that's somebody that ends up having mental illnesses, right? Mental illnesses is what he's telling us
All that.
through all of the what? Madness and oppression, because that breeds what? Trauma. And trauma creates all kinds of sicknesses, diseases, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So, Jamal, read this slide.
Mental illness, also called mental health disorders, refers to a wide range of mental health conditions. Disorders that affect your mood, thinking, and behavior. Examples of mental illness include depression, anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, eating disorders, and addictive behaviors.
So all of these things can fall under madness, right?
Yeah.
So we agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Many people have mental health concerns from time to time, but a mental health concern becomes a mental illness when ongoing signs and symptoms cause frequent stress and affect your ability to function. A mental illness can make you miserable and can cause problems in your daily life, such as at school or work or in relationships. In most cases, symptoms can be managed with a combination of medications and talk therapy or psychotherapy. That don't work.
Yeah, medications. I mean,
Video is frozen.
it froze?
Yeah,
What?
it's frozen,
Hold on.
but it's still playing.
Hold on. Let me adjust the camera.
Is
That's crazy.
it on there? Weird.
What about now?
We can see everything you're doing on the laptop, but as far as you, it's just got your picture.
You froze.
I'm still froze? That's crazy. Hold on.
You just moved a little bit now. It's lagging, so you're good now. It's moving now.
It's working now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Just a bit behind.
apologies. I don't know why.
Not convenient, huh?
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube be YouTube, man. You know the enemy be enemying. You know that. So, now we read about, what was it? Depression. Oh, fair use. This is for educational and training purposes. Okay. So we read about schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, all these different types of mental illness or mental disorders, right?
Right.
Okay. So what are symptoms of these things?
Of mental illness,
Oh,
Mhm.
goodness.
Mhm.
not being able to sleep, not being able to eat,
Right.
going off on people.
So
Anxiety, insomnia, as a part of all of that. So,
Withdraw from people,
right.
activity.
Isolation.
Yeah.
isolation.
Right. So these are all side effects of this madness, right? That ends up being sent to us from the Most High because of oppression and bondage and really the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, which is mind control, right? Because we're still in that mental slavery right now, right? So somebody read these symptoms real quick.
Feeling sad or down, confused thinking or reduced ability to concentrate,
Mm-hmm.
excessive fears or worries, or extreme feelings of guilt, extreme mood changes of highs and lows, withdrawal from friends and activities,
That's what you just said.
significant tiredness,
Mhm.
low energy, or problems sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
detachment from reality,
Delusions.
paranoia or hallucinations, inability to cope with daily problems or stress, trouble understanding and relating to situations and to people, problems with alcohol or drug use, major changes in eating habits, sex drive changes, excessive anger, hostility or violence, suicidal thinking.
So again, these are all side effects, right? So I'm not saying in every situation and circumstance that it's not just the devil coming at you, but a lot of them times it's the Most High sent you. That's why this is called Who Sent You. Because again, the way a lot of times the way people were raised, oh, it's the devil. It is the devil because the Most High sent them. Because you didn't want to get right. You don't want to believe anything. You don't want to have faith that something can be healed or that you can move on from something. Or maybe you just wicked. Maybe that's just what it is. But it's not always just the devil just doing something of his own volition. We got to stop thinking like that. Because the Most High always has to give permission for that stuff to happen. Right?
And a lot of times, if the Most High didn't send it, like me, for instance, going through a childhood trauma, I had no,
Right.
I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Right.
But He gives you a way to help you go through that.
If you choose it.
Right.
Because there's a lot of other men and women that were in your same situation, and they don't choose life.
But he does give us a choice.
Mm-hmm. They don't choose life.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't even have like an example of anyone to show them, man, you can get out of this hole.
Yeah.
You don't have to be mad all the time. You don't have to walk around with all this trauma.
They're like playing the victim.
Right. Victimhood is like so prevalent in this country, it don't even make sense. People be full blown wrong, be cussing, doing everything wrong to you, this and that, and then you prove them wrong. Oh, why would you talk to me like that? I've got it so hard. I'm a single mom, or I come from a troubled childhood and this and that. But like you was over here trying to get these cops to kill me, but now you're gonna try to play victim.
Right.
It'd be some wild stuff. I'm like, no accountability, victimhood makes no sense at all, right?
Stay away from the people at all costs.
Yeah.
Man.
Whether it's blood or not blood.
Yeah, blood. I like how you put that. Blood or not blood.
The Most High shall bring thee, and thy king which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Wood and stone.
Yeah.
All these other religions got something to do with wood and stone,
Yeah.
right? Keep going. I don't even have to hit that too much.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Most High lead thee.
Right. So you're astonished because they just can't believe you're detestable, you're the worst, whatever, right? So he said that you would, what? He said, and there thou shalt serve. I'll read the whole thing. Yahuwah shall bring you and your king which you shall set over you unto a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known. And there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone. What's another word for gods?
Gods, Elohim.
I'll say it. Elohim.
Modern day heroes.
Heroes. That's a good one.
What else?
That's good.
Pretty much in general.
Huh?
People use.
Well, in general,
Like universes use a lot.
universes use a whole lot.
Mother Universe.
Yeah.
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth, right?
Mother Nature.
Right.
And idols, yeah.
So, as we get into the heart of this, the Testament of Reuben. So this is one of those books that was taken out. I know we've gone over one of the Testaments before, the Testament of Simeon. And this one kind of gives insight on what you've been dealing with this whole time, and you've never really understood it or known it. That's why they took it out, right? So whoever wants to read, go ahead.
The copy of the Testament of Reuben, even the commands which he gave his sons before he died in the 125th year of his life, 2 years after the death of Joseph, his brother, when Reuben fell ill, his sons and his sons were gathered together to visit him. And he said to them, my children, behold, I am dying, and go the way of my fathers. And seeing there Judah and Gad and Asher, his brethren, he said to them, raise me up that I may tell to my brethren and to my children what things I have hidden in my heart for. Behold, now at length I am passing away. And he arose and kissed them, and said unto them, hear, my brethren, and do ye, my children, give ear to Reuben your father, in the commands which I give unto you. Boy, I swallowed it.
Yeah, you have to get up a little closer.
And behold, I call to witness against you this day the Most High of heaven, that ye walk not in the sins of youth and fornication, wherein I was poured out, and defiled the bed of my father Jacob.
So that means Reuben did what?
He slept with his one of his father's wives.
Right? Wicked, right? Stay away from fornication. Because fornication has a physical connotation when you're messing with some woman that you ain't got no business messing with. And it has a spiritual connotation when you're messing with other gods, right? Els or whatever you want to call them, right? Keep going.
And I tell you that he smote me with a sore plague in my loins for 7 months. Man, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, 7 months. Keep going.
Can you imagine that?
No, I don't want to.
And had not my father Yaakov prayed for me to the Most High, the Most High would have destroyed me.
So even though he did it, his pops was still praying for him. Like, all right.
For I was 30 years old when I wrought the evil thing before the Most High, and for 7 months I was sick unto death.
He was about to die. It wasn't like no regular thing in his loins. It was about to kill him, take him out.
And after I repented with set purpose of my soul for 7 years before the Most High.
So he repented for how long?
7 years.
7 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time of repentance.
Man.
Because repentance is not just, asking for forgiveness and confessing the thing.
Yeah.
You got to never do that again,
Yeah.
right?
And wine and strong drink I drank not, and flesh entered not into my mouth. Hold on. And flesh entered not into my mouth.
So he didn't eat no meat either.
No meat.
And I ate no pleasant food, but I mourned over my sin, for it was great, such as had not been in Israel.
7 months, he almost died.
Man.
He repented in 7 years and eat meat, no wine, no strong drink, no none. Would just repent. And he was focused on making sure that fornication spirit was not on him anymore, right?
And now hear me, my children.
This is something you got to pay attention to. This is why I want everyone to be here today.
And now hear me, my children. What things I saw concerning the 7 spirits of deceit when I repented.
7 spirits of deceit. Okay.
7 spirits, therefore, are appointed against man, and they are the leaders in the works of evil.
So, from the time you were born, there's 7 spirits just over here just watching, lurking, right? So, y'all gave me all these other names. So there was a specific word or words that I wanted to use for these spirits. Because have you ever sit and thought about, how does the Most High always know whether you're doing right and wrong? How are they writing books and like about everything that you're doing? How are you really going to be judged in the
You're
end?
getting watched.
Huh?
You're getting watched somehow.
How?
You gotta be the spirits.
Scribes in heaven.
the spirits.
That are loosed on this earth.
By monitoring spirits,
Yeah.
right? Now, or who some would call watchers. We're not going to get into that today. We're laying foundation. This is more about understanding. Well, today's more about wisdom. Next time we'll get into more of understanding.
That's why me and the wife just talked about this last night. We just said people think because other people ain't watching them that they're not being watched.
Yeah.
But the Most High and whatever spirits that are loosed on this earth, I said, are still watching us.
Exactly.
But whether they believe that or not,
Yeah.
it's still going on around. Wow.
And then again, you have to still think with your mind, who sent you? Because if this happens when you're born, you think the Most High don't know about it? So from the onset, right? You always have accusers of the brethren, right? People are entities, spiritual beings that's trying to make sure that you do not get the kingdom.
Yeah.
So when you're going through all this stuff and curses and strings of bad luck, you got to stop thinking it's just a physical thing that you can just overcome. You literally have entities that are already immortal and want you to die. You have monitoring spirits that are paying attention to everything. The words that you speak, they might even whisper in your ear to be the thought that you think, that wicked deed or thing to do, right? You have monitoring spirits, right? We're going to keep going. So what is a monitoring spirit? Real quick. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Monitoring spirits, also known as familiar spirits, or spiritual entities that control and manipulate people's lives for their own gain.
So they manipulate people so that people can get whatever they want.
Yeah. No, they manipulate people to make them do sin.
Right.
Or crime,
Sin,
or whatever.
and then they'll mess around and give you what you think you want, but you done sold your doggone soul. Gain the whole world, lose your soul.
Yeah.
Keep going.
These spirits can come in a variety of forms, such as unseen forces or even embodied individuals.
Whoa, so they can come as, they can change their form into people, or that monitoring spirit could be controlling somebody else and bringing them to come to you to get you off course just because you finally decided to go ahead, man, I'm following the Most High. You ever notice why whenever stuff starts going right for you, certain people just always pop up and like the vibe is gone, get you off track, you just want to stop everything, like, man, you got monitoring spirits trying to keep you off track because they know that you are chosen. They know what your potential is. They know what your end is supposed to be. It's if you choose it, right? Again, you have to start thinking, oh man, somebody's monitoring me. This don't even make sense. Like how or when you're really low and then all of a sudden it's the same person that's just gonna try to keep you down. Oh yeah, it's only gonna get worse from here, man. Like there's no coming out of this, and like all they want to do is just talk about all this negative stuff. They don't even a lot of times they don't even realize that they have a monitoring spirit controlling them. Because it's like cycles, it's like clockwork. They just always end up coming in. When they say misery loves company, it's because it's monitoring spirits.
There you go. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Especially they always coming around when things are going bad for you. They always come at the right time or the wrong time.
My family has been attacked 3 times this week, and it's not over with. Today we're gonna see what happens today. We'll talk about that later, but
Yeah.
it has to do with this monitoring spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. Praise you.
They
Okay.
seek to steer the course of our life by influencing our emotions and thoughts, manipulate our decisions, and causing us to act in ways that don't align with YAH'S will.
Now, is that not what we were when we were talking about madness and oppression and then mental illnesses and all the symptoms and sicknesses and all this that comes with it? That's what these monitoring spirits are. So again, it's not just, oh, there's something in my body that's creating this disorder. No, you have monitoring spirits controlling everything. Because your brain, remember sound mind? You going back to autopilot. You ain't controlling nothing. No control, no power, no anything. You just want everything to be easy because the battle for your mind is a lot harder. It's a daily thing that you have to go through because these monitoring spirits, they want your doggone soul. You know why? Because they're not the chosen ones. That's why they hated us from the beginning. That's why in the end we judge them and they can't stand it. They hate it.
Spirits don't rest.
They don't.
So they up 24 hours every day.
25/8.
This makes a lot of sense, and I remember you, I think you covered this, like, before, like, different spirits that you were wrong, but we were gonna go into it.
Mhm.
Like, just listening to this, so that's why he tells you to put on the whole armor.
You got to put that whole thing on.
It makes so much more sense.
You've got to put the whole thing on. Again, but you got to keep that mindset. Who sent you? Sometimes it's a test. Well, actually, it's always a test. What am I saying? Sometimes. But if you're not practicing putting on the whole armor, you don't know what to do.
Right, wow.
So then you keep making decisions that keep you going in that same cycle. That same tsunami that's not really going anywhere. You just end up digging a hole in the ground and you can't get out. Because you just think, man, it's just never going to get better. You keep talking and speaking negatively over every situation. There's no change in the language. You're going to manifest that. And you know what it is? Half the time, it's not even you talking. It's a monitoring spirit controlling you. Because again, you don't have control of your mind. You don't have control of your mouth.
It's a habit.
Huh?
Like a habit.
It is a habit. So that means that your habit is being monitored, being controlled. Remote control. Oh, I know how to push this button. June, I got him. I already know. Just don't let him be able to do nothing he want to do. Nope. I'm just gonna be this manager, and I'm just gonna make sure we're gonna mess up his pay every time. He gonna do whatever he can do, right? Like it's a remote. Like the movie Click, Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah.
Literally. Should have titled it Click. Nice.
Okay. Is there something in your life that keeps manipulating you by an unseen force or power that controls your every move?
June, answer that question.
Is there something in my life that keeps me?
This is the question that everyone should be asking themselves.
Unseen force and power that controls your every move?
Okay, even if it's not every move, certain moves.
Well, yes, certain, every now and again, there's some confliction to where I'm like, hey, I'm finna put hands on this person. Yeah, I see him.
No, don't do that. Don't go to jail.
But,
Don't do that.
but I consult to the Most High, and I'm trying to make sure that I put it in His hands first before I put them in my hands. You know what I'm saying? So,
Because if you put it in my hands, you know what I'm gonna do with it. That's basically what June said. You know what I'm gonna do with it.
and I just told that to my wife like last night and yesterday. Like I gotta start doing more of that and putting it in His hands first,
Yeah.
so I can make sure that I'm discerning and making the right moves.
Mhm.
And so far, I'm happy with all of my decisions up until today, because like I said, we got prior things after this.
Yeah.
So, the decisions that I made this past week, I believe the Most High would be pleased with those decisions, because nobody has been in the hospital, no police has been called.
Yeah.
Everything's been fine.
Yeah.
On the up and up, so, yeah. And, before all of this, it started Wednesday, so before it even got here, I've been making these mental changes right after we got off the trip, so yeah.
So this is really about getting back to your sound mind. Sis, same question.
Well, I've been tested this week too.
I've been tested this week too.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I'm agreeing with June because like anything that I do or say, like before I used to snap and it's all bad and because I make my own decision, but I've literally learned how to, like negativity was really coming at me this week. And part of it involved my dad. Not my dad toward me, but something happened and it was like everybody was coming towards me with it because I was the one with the sound mind and I was just like, I'm not gonna even react. And I even messaged the person, I said, I'm not gonna feed into this, but I'm gonna give you some encouragement and give you the scripture or you need to calm down and then we'll talk about this later. We still haven't talked about it because I'm like, I don't have the words to say.
Perfect.
So I'm waiting on the Father to give me the
That's
words
perfect.
and the
That's what you're
time.
supposed to do.
Because what took place aggravated my spirit, and I'm like, there's no way you should have reacted like that. So in order for me to keep peace around me in my environment, I was just like, the Father, I trust you. Let me know when it's time for me to say something. So I haven't even stepped back into that situation. So it's really all about listening and like setting your flesh aside to make sure you don't say something when you're angry.
Mhm.
And that's literally something I've been working on. Back then, I can tell you I probably caused a lot of
Yeah, Master would have came
drama
out.
that shouldn't have been caused. But I'm with bro, and I agree because it's been the more we walk on this walk, we know what to say, what to do. And the first thing I do, I'm gonna give it to the Father. The Most High knows exactly what I need to do and how I need to respond. And when it's time, He's gonna put that on my heart to do.
Jeremiah, same question.
Oh, man. Boy,
Keep talking. Hold on.
mine's all about, I had to cut off a lot of people so I can start changing my mind frame and, you know, being in the streets and all that type of stuff. That stuff ain't going nowhere. People keep getting killed at a young age and all that, classmates and all that, make you do, you know, bad decisions and all that gang stuff. So I had to cut everybody off. Like, I'm 38 now, but probably up until about 2.5 years ago, I was still, you know, in the streets doing dumb stuff and messing with every other woman. I didn't care if she was married or not. Like, I had to cut everybody off and just leave folks alone and start coming to Shabbat on a regular basis and actually changing my mind frame and wanting to come and learn and become a better person, man, for real. Because stuff get old. It's like stuff get old, and then you realize who you're around is leeches and always,
Yeah.
they only come around when they need something. And drain your life, like you drain your funds, your life, your energy.
Like who's been there when you didn't have?
Yeah. And when you do need something, oh, bro, I can't do nothing.
Like, oh man,
You can't even. Good luck getting them to answer the phone.
Like, bro, yeah, I can't even do it, bro. You know what I've been going through, like, you know, like cutting everybody out, man. And music. That's
Yeah.
the other thing.
Yeah.
Because music made me do, boy,
That's
I can't
the
even talk about it.
biggest channel or vehicle for
Yeah.
monitoring
I didn't know that for
spirits.
the longest time, so man, we kept telling me that for a couple of years now.
Couple years.
Or whatever, well, I don't know. I started finally realizing, like, bro, when I play this type of music, I'll be on, boy,
Different thoughts.
Demon time.
Different thoughts.
demon time, like, for real. Yeah, that stuff ain't cold, bro.
And I agree with you on that music strongly
Yeah.
because that was the first thing. When I started into this, I was like, you know what? I got to find something different. So
Yeah.
I just started listening to instrumentals. Straight instrumentals
That's good.
until I started, matter of fact, Manny found something on Morgan's and all of that, and Jay Lutch, and I was like, okay, bet. So I got on SoundCloud and I just started typing in Elohim, Most High, Spiritual, and bringing up different artists.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, bet. But before that, at least a straight 4 or 5 months, I was listening to nothing but instrumental. I was tired of listening to the words. I was like, if I gotta change me, because music is the biggest influence on my life.
I'm telling you, everybody
I was
almost,
like, if I gotta start there, because
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing that impacted me the most.
yeah.
And moods change.
Well, I'm telling
Because
you.
there's some musics that'll hit you into a depression state.
Boy,
Yeah.
With the lyrics.
Whiskey Lullaby.
There's musics that'll get you into an anger state to where you ready to just twist somebody's neck off.
That's what I'm saying, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and or depression, the anger, and even just wanting to be secluded from everybody.
Yeah.
And just being,
Yep.
I'm gonna stay away because you got that music that's like, I'm a loner, I'm this, I don't need nobody, I did it all by myself, or that what they say, self-made. How are you truly self-made when you got an engineer,
Yeah.
somebody to master your CD, your album? Did you do all that?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
You're not truly self-made.
You didn't even make yourself. You had a mama and a daddy.
I made sure I cut all that out first.
Yeah.
I started the music first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the elders used to say that the whole time we was growing up. They used to be like, don't be listening to that
word.
That devil music, yep.
And I never knew what they meant until I got older. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's what they called it, that bumpity bump. That mama came in there, you listen to that bump. That bump. Mama, what you talking about?
With another set of eyes and hear with
Are y'all checking the comments? Because I can't see anything.
I'm telling you, bro, when I started listening to that gangster rap and you start playing like the softer stuff, or even some Christian, you call it like the Oasis Network type music. I like, the hipper,
Yeah.
Christian music, whatever, but yeah, man, it makes a big difference, bro. It makes a big difference.
It truly does.
I'm telling you, bro. I didn't realize that. I was on my own way for a lot of years and didn't even realize it, bro. I mean, bro,
Tripping
tell me
over
about it.
yourself.
I just wasn't listening. My main thing was cut people off and not be so quick to mess with any female.
Mm-hmm.
To learn them.
Sound like what Ruben talking about.
Yeah. Like who?
Ruben, what was you,
Oh,
the patriarch?
Yeah.
Did-
Yeah. You know I've been through that. I've been-
Mrs. Wilson, did same question.
Yeah, definitely, because it seems like.
Can you, Mike?
It won't reach that far.
Oh,
I'll also just try to speak louder.
okay, go ahead.
But, yeah, because there's been a lot of, I feel like, different spiritual attacks just on me personally, And at first, especially this week, I was thinking, oh, well, it's just because I'm pregnant, I'm just, overreacting to it, just over-emotional about it. But in reality, there's been so many personal attacks that it feels like they're trying to get a different kind of reaction out of me. But I've been working so hard, especially since I met Anthony, on just giving to the Most High, because that's been my main thing, especially since I've been pregnant too, because I can't have all this stress, especially
Exactly.
as a girl, the stress will go through the generations. I can't have that.
Yeah.
And so I've just been like, oh, okay, well, you got this, Abba. Aria, you got this. You can take this and we can have it together and we can handle it together, because I personally refuse to accept all the stresses that these spirits are trying to put on me and stuff.
Right.
And that's what I was talking to him about these last couple of days. I feel like these are just trying to come at me, trying to come at us and make us go downwards instead of continuing our spiritual walk and going up to the light of the Most High.
Yeah, because they want you back, and then they're trying to pull June down back to that or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
because
no,
all this stuff is just insane.
you got to get ahead. I know he's praying about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It's not happening.
So whether or not we got, like I said, whether it's blood or not blood,
Mhm.
chastise you, we cutting them off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We gotta hold it, set apart.
Yeah.
Yes.
We gotta cut them off.
Mhm.
If they can't get right,
They get left.
they gonna stay on. Exactly.
Left on red, right?
Can't separate, can't save everybody.
Because what we learned the last time we got together, each man has his own burden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not finna let anybody else's burdens become upon my shoulders. I'll try to help you figure out what you need to do. And hey, after I tell you what it is you need to do,
It's on you.
that's it.
That's
Yeah.
completely on you.
And then, like, even with me, like, because I'm not about to front in front of y'all like I pass every doggone test. Because let me tell you, I got monitored this week. And I did not pass every test. I'm going to be honest with y'all. But I've learned sometimes it's just better for me to just go somewhere and just cool off instead of just flying off at the handle at the mouth or making stuff worse. But we're all getting tried.
Yeah.
We're all getting monitored. And again, this is about wisdom right now. So I'm just trying to show y'all that, hey, what you're doing is important. Because as soon as they see any little chink in that armor, they're going to penetrate that. I don't care if it's a mosquito or a mustard seed. Like, they're going to, okay, yeah, we got action. That's all they say is, we got action.
It's the same thing over and over again.
They definitely going to attack that crack. All right.
Same thing over and over again.
So that's good. So again, start asking yourself this question. Is there something in your life that keeps manipulating you by an unseen force or power that controls you, right? Just so y'all know, that's what a monitoring spirit does to its victims. They pull you down every time you try to make a righteous move or decision. They prevent you from receiving blessings and expose you to constant bad luck, failure, and frustration. Monitoring spirits, because they want to keep you, like they say in the New Age, on a negative frequency. That's what they say now, frequencies and vibrations.
You know how hard it is to keep a positive mindset on a daily basis, though?
You know what's crazy? Because what you're saying is true, but sometimes we forget to think about the fact that we think about stuff all day anyway.
Yeah.
You're already thinking all day anyway. You might as well control it.
True.
No. Set your mind on both sides.
Yeah, you better hide that remote. You better hide it.
Yeah.
Better hide it. All right, keep going.
And 7 other spirits are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man.
So there's these other 7 that are good, right? Keep going.
The first is the spirit of life, with which the constitution of man is created. The second is the sense of sight, with which Eriseth
Ariseth. Eriseth.
I've never heard that word.
Arise?
Ariseth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
So these are the good spirits. So because the Most High, he's an allure or creator of balance. So that's what I'm saying. It's your choice,
Yeah.
right?
The third is the sense of hearing, with which cometh teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell, with which tastes are given to draw air and breath. The fifth is the power of speech, with which cometh knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, with which cometh the eating of meats and drinks, and by its strength is produced, for food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, with which through love of pleasure sins enter in.
Right, because sin is not supposed to enter in through that, but it does, right? That's what Reuben is warning us to flee from fornication, right?
What was the first 2?
Oh, my bad.
From sight.
Spirit of life, sense of sight.
Okay, so out of 5 of those,
5 senses.
that's our 5 senses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That last one was touch. We got touch, taste, smell,
Mhm.
sight, hearing,
Yeah.
and then
Create
sense of life
Speech.
and
Mhm.
speech.
Sex.
So
And
sex would be touch.
Okay, well, yeah.
That's touch.
Yeah, but that's a different. That's like, well, I'm not gonna get into
Big
that.
Bang Theory.
Huh? Bang. Right. So we read all this one, right?
Yeah, I knew it was the five senses, but it's a couple more.
Yeah, there's two extra right there, speech and light.
Wherefore, it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind man to a pit.
So now this is talking about this one, the one for sex and procreation, right?
Sin come in. Yeah.
Man.
Because when you start having sex with somebody you're supposed to have sex with, when you get blinded,
Mm-hmm.
feelings come from nowhere, you get blinded from
You
everything.
get overcome with lust and emotion and energy
What you
and
doing right now? I don't care what you
man,
doing.
yeah, you hit that was it WYD text?
What you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Wake up.
Uh-huh.
I'm free.
Knock it off, dude.
Okay, let me stop, man. Wherefore it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind man to a pit, and as a beast to a
Precipice.
Besides all these, there is an eighth spirit of sleep, with which is brought about the trance of nature and of death.
Right. So now the monitoring spirits are also called something else. Right. These are called the spirits of error, right? The spirits of error.
The testament of Reuben. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the spirit of fornication is seated in the nature and in the senses. The second, the spirit of insatiableness in the belly.
So the spirit of fornication, though, 'cause that's the one that Reuben really harps on. And when you got certain lusts that you can't get rid of, it's because it's a monitoring spirit. And because you don't have a governor on your mind, you're not controlling it, you're being controlled. And then what these spirits do, they'll lead you to watch certain movies or TV shows or that's going to trigger you. Man, I know she's just a phone call away, for real. I know she's going to answer this text. It don't matter what time of day it is, you know. But again, that's you being controlled by a monitor. Why you laughing? A monitoring spirit. Say what? Because again, this battle's not yours; it's the Most High's. But you got, like they were talking about earlier, you got to give it up to the Most High. Look, man, I can't overcome this lust. You gonna have to help me.
Like it's beating me.
Like I'm down for the count. I need help. Help me out. Bail me out. Hey, Most High, stall him out.
Yeah,
like for real. Because
I'm weak to this. I can't stop myself.
Because I'm kind of jumping ahead. Because Reuben, out of the 12 sons, which one was he in order?
I don't know.
Aside from his opening statement, the one of fornication.
No,
Five
like
brothers,
out of the 12 brothers, like
12 brothers.
7.
12 brothers, which sign was it?
no.
The number.
Like which one is he like being born?
Which order is he?
So Reuben is the firstborn.
His first one.
So he's the beginning of his father's strength, which means he's supposed to receive the what?
Blessing.
And the right,
Inheritance.
which is the birthright.
Yeah.
But because of that fornication, the one that was the second youngest at the time, Joseph, ended up inheriting the birthright. Because remember, whenever a patriarch dies, the oldest one that gets the birthright gets the double portion of everything. So he lost it because of that one sin, that one transgression, right? Because he was inveigling. He was being inveigled by this monitoring spirit, right?
Yeah. The third, the spirit of fighting in the liver and all.
So it's literally in your body, in your being.
Oh man.
When that anger gets you like to a fever pitch,
Like, bro, where you at? Let's link up.
it's literally reverberating through your liver, your gall, through your body. And again, that's a monitoring spirit. Like, oh, I got him. Oh yeah, June gonna mess around. He can halfway kill this man. Like, no,
I'm not even fighting, man. I grew up.
Yeah, but it's only gonna take one.
3 fights in my life. That's it.
It's only gonna take one. You're gonna like to kill that man. Mm-mm.
The fourth is a
Hold on, wait, because you started laughing when you saw that, and then you try to hurry up and read the next one. Like, what do you think about this spirit?
Bro, I know all about that one.
Huh?
For sure.
Seeing red,
Yeah.
short-tempered, looking for the fight. Used to have fresh stamps just to see if you could stone somebody out. I'm just saying.
Bro, I know all about that.
But from your inception into this world of reality, that monitoring spirit's been just itches and waits. Just like, oh man, yes, finally I got action. I'm telling you.
And it's just so easy. It's going, you don't know how to stop it. Man, it's crazy. I remember the day. The fourth spirit, the fourth is the spirit of, what's that?
Obsequiousness.
And what's that?
Obsequiousness, yeah.
And
Chicanery.
chicanery, I don't know what that is. That through officious attention, one may be fair and seemly.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth is the spirit of pride, that one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the spirit of lying, in perdition and jealousy, to practice deceits and concealments
Esau.
from kindred and friends. What is that?
Esau.
Oh.
Inveigled, right? Mm-hmm.
The seventh is the spirit of injustice,
Mm-hmm.
with which are thefts and acts of,
Rapacity.
that a man may fulfill the desire of his heart. For injustice worketh together with the other spirits by the taking of gifts.
So you said you never heard the word obsequiousness,
I
right?
never heard that one.
So now look at the context. It says the spirit of obsequiousness and chicanery, that through officious attention one may be fair and seeming. So it has something to do with attention.
Okay, so
I got the definitions if y'all want.
Oh, go ahead. You got it then.
Okay, the chicanery.
Chicanery.
It says deception by artful subterfuge or sophistry, like trickery.
Yeah.
And then the other one,
Obsequiousness.
it says as a situation in which a person obediently serves someone else and is eager to please them.
Right. So they'll do whatever they got to do to get the attention that they want or need through deceptive measures.
Men and women, like,
Because there's certain men like, oh, yeah, oh, y'all like that? Oh, yeah, I can do this and this and that. Just because they got to be the center of attention.
I mean, you got a whole bunch of people following Trump right now that just exactly
Drunk.
They don't even know them.
But like she said, it's fawning obedience or excessive eagerness to please, obsequiousness, right? So, again, symptoms of a monitoring spirit. Being under the authority of a monitoring spirit creates madness, mental health. Monitoring spirits are often used to destroy relationships, marriages, and businesses, partnerships. Physical symptoms can also occur, such as uncontrollable anger, frustration, and despair, as well as health issues like depression, insomnia, fatigue. In extreme cases, memory loss and lack of focus can also occur. So then it gets to the point to where you don't know what was the sequence of events. You don't know what happened. You can't remember nothing. And a lot of that, again, has to do with trauma. But this is what the Most High said he would put on us, this madness. Go ahead. Blacking out.
oh boy,
Yeah.
not remembering what you did to somebody or what you
Right.
did last
you gotta be told what happened. Like, what?
or even further with Alzheimer's.
Yeah. But these monitoring spirits, like, especially with blackouts, a lot of times when people be having blackouts, and like you said, they can't tell you nothing that they've done, remote controlled. That doggone entity was just over here waiting like, yeah, finally. Oh, he's to the point of iniquity, sin, and madness to where he don't care. He just wants to be able to just unleash, and I can really help you out. What's life in you get life? You gonna get 3 hots and a cot?
Always get paid.
4-cornered room,
Yeah.
man.
Always have clothes. Always have.
Utilities paid,
Be careful, we can stay out on the hill.
huh?
Death penalty, so you might not be there.
Get to start, they'd be like, you can get to start a whole new career. Like, that ain't it.
Going to college. They call
That-
it going to college too, bro.
Literally, right?
Oh, man.
So that's why it's imperative that you repent, right? You got to repent and you got to renounce these things. So when you repent and you confess these things, then you got to start renouncing them, right? You have to. You got to renounce them, because if you don't, they're just going to stay right there. And we're not really getting into the different techniques. We're about to start really getting deep into this. Exactly. But not just for your sins, the sins of your ancestors also. Because again, we don't know what all they was into. And a lot of them was into some wicked stuff, right? So I got a video for y'all. Again, this is called Who Am I? Well, this part is Who Am I? Have y'all ever heard of the well of memory loss? Okay.
I don't think so. I want to say it's
No, I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
I'm sorry, but if any other spiritualists, any other voodoo practitioners, any other
What just
people
happened?
who
Hold
are
on. So how I go from playing to
heavy
not,
into the spiritual community and very big on your knowledge, if y'all could give me some information or your thoughts on this,
I'm gonna pull it.
duet
That don't
this,
make no
stitch
sense.
this.
Hold on.
Cause it was working earlier.
Yeah, I've had it Bluetooth. Fair use. Again. Why did you look?
Bluetooth off.
Yeah, it went on. That's weird. How did you go off on its own?
Maybe I don't have shit off, but I thought it should.
It never goes
longer
off.
than that.
It never goes off like that.
Without being,
That's weird. Hold on.
okay.
seen that happen before.
All right, it finally paused on the live stream.
Okay. Let me try this again.
I'm sorry, but if any other spiritualists, any other voodoo practitioners, any other people who are heavy into the spiritual community and very big on your knowledge, if y'all could give me some information or your thoughts on this, duet this, stitch this, I just needs to know. Because she did not stay on this topic right here. She went right past this. And this caught my eye. This caught my eye.
Okay, I'm here, present and accounted for. I had 4 of my community members tag me in this video. Get ready to listen to a lot of what I'm going to say with an open mind, with the hopes of you understanding this whole process.
I'm sorry, but if any other spiritualists, any other voodoo practitioners, any other people who are heavy into the spiritual community and very big on your knowledge, if y'all could give me some information or your thoughts on this, duet this, stitch this, I just needs to know. Because she did not stay on this topic right here. She went right past this. And this caught my eye. This caught my eye.
Okay, I'm here, present and accounted for. I had 4 of my community members tag me in this video. Get ready to listen to a lot of what I'm going to say with an open mind, with the hopes of you understanding this whole process a lot better. It's going to be a long video, which I'll also be uploading to my YouTube channel. But get out your pen and paper and your cup. We're going to be flipping back and forth from her video to my comments of each topic she talks about. But I want you to be able to click the comment right here. I'm going to leave it right here for a second so that you can go back and listen to her video in its entirety.
Now, I've been getting my thoughts together about this, but when I seen this, y'all, I seen this, and this particularly took my attention right here. The beautiful creator said that we had to drink from a well. The well would cause us memory loss because we were so violent. We were so against what was going on that they had to make us drink from this well, which made us docile and forget. Keyword forget who we were.
The well that she's speaking of is called the attenuation well. And since I'm still working on my Yoruba, I can't pronounce this word, but this is the island that it's located on. The attenuation well is an ancient water well that's located on the slave route that led to the point of no return, or some people call it the gate of no return. At one point in history, the local rulers would take captives and then they would give them to the Europeans to go through this whole process. So at the point of no return, or the gate of no return, that was the last time the captives' feet would touch African soil. So what was said was that the local doctors and the local practitioners got with the Europeans in order to add certain herbs into that well where the captives would actually drink before they go on this, I guess you say, route. The Europeans made the captives drink from this well so that they could forget, so that they cannot be as rebellious, but it was the beginning of a process, and you can actually say it was a ritual. After they drink from this well, they had to say this incantation. This incantation, I really truly believe, they made the captives say it because they knew that the captives were very connected to their culture,
What in the world? So did y'all? I know it's kind of the volume's kind of low. Did y'all hear? Right, to make these slaves forget who they were, docile. And then they made them recite an incantation. So they made them curse themselves before coming over here. So, and even with this incantation, we don't even know what it means. I'm not going to repeat it. Okay, I'm just making sure we're all paying attention. Okay.
connected to the land. They were the land and had a very rich history and a very old bloodline. A bloodline that was strong, a bloodline that was hard to break. And they honestly, I think they felt that if they took the captives off the island without going through this process, that as soon as their bodies left Mother Africa, Mother Absalom, that their souls would be detached and they wouldn't survive the trip. So I believe because they said it's incantation, their bodies and spirits were able to leave the motherland together. Also because they drink from the attenuation well, as they say that incantation, their body and spirit is bound together. So when they leave Mother Absalom, both will leave at the same time.
Now, a lot of black people are starting to get very spiritual. We're starting to get very back home to our land. But my thing is this. This don't catch y'all eye. We had to say this after we drunk a potion.
So to kind of give you a visual, the captives drink from their attenuation well to make them disoriented. They said the incantation so that their body and spirit would be bound together. On that slave route, they had to go to the point of no return. The gate of no return, which is like two pillars. It looks like this right here. And it's two pillars coming together. And what really caught my eye about this is that it looks like a portal. It looks very much like a portal. Did y'all catch that, or am I just tripping? So the people that slow to catch on are some people that can't.
Portal of no return.
And why would you have that on the open beach?
Yeah, that's weird.
Look
So,
at this right
so have y'all ever heard of anything about this?
Yeah.
So again, because we were in chains, and then I didn't get everything that I wanted to in there, but some of our people helped to get us captured. The tribe of Dan, because like the scriptures talk about how he would be a serpent or a snake in the way. The Dahomey tribe was like, you know how they came up with that movie, The Woman King? Complete fabrication. They were one of the main tribes that helped us go into slavery. And a lot of them are descendants from the tribe of Dan, right? So they were influential in us coming over here. And they're deep into, because they're supposed to be the judge tribe, but they were deep into worshiping other gods and into witchcraft. So again, they forced our ancestors to do this thing, and we don't know what type of curses outside of the memory loss, right, happens. So whenever you're trying to tell your people, hey, you know, we're the actual people of the book, this is that, you wonder why you're fighting so much. You're fighting monitoring spirits, right? And who sent them? Because he said that if we didn't obey him, that we would go into bondage into all nations, serve other gods, wood and stone. Yahuwah sent the other gods of wood and stone, and they are monitoring us to make sure that whatever blood covenants our great-grandparents did or whatever, that a lot of them did blood covenants. They're trying to keep us in those other oaths, right? So that's why it's important to renounce these things, right? We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe what I just said. Let's repeat it again. You drink from the well, a potion per se. You say an incantation, and you walk through a portal.
Is this the curse?
I think it's the very beginning of a very unfortunate thing that happened to our people. So, short answer, yes.
What happens if we say it backwards or say it the exact opposite of the meaning it was supposed to be, all on the same day, all together? Regardless, I've been saying it in a way that meant the opposite just because I feel genuinely that it would release the souls and let them return back home, because that's what the promise was made.
I don't think we even need to say it. I think the biggest thing is understanding this whole process and unshackling ourselves from it. I honestly think that by having this conversation, by tapping into our ancient ways of spirituality that our ancestors practiced, it's going to help unlock this curse. But it's going to take each of us one at a time to realize who we are collectively, so that all of us can ascend to a collective consciousness. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things that still hold our people captive, mentally and physically, and they will have to break those generational curses and ascend into a higher self-awareness in order to realize what's happening right in front of them. The attenuation started at that well, but it has continued throughout centuries in different forms, and as we grow into the future, it changes and shifts. Like for today, the media is a part of attenuation. Religion is a part of attenuation. What people say as far as like social norms and westernized views, those are very well a part of attenuation. Supremacy is a part of attenuation. And now what's really bad about the whole thing is that at one time, all of these things target black people, and then it started attacking black and brown people. Now everybody is part of this attenuation.
A potion we drank, an elixir we drank that made us forget who we are and then right before we get on the boats. We had to say this right here. Make it make sense. What is really witchcraft? They've been doing it.
They've been doing it, they have done it, and they're still continuing to do it today.
They know it. This really is the curse that we are. This is a curse. This is a curse.
The curse is submitting to westernized views. The curse is submitting to organized religion. When it comes to organized religion, my people have to realize that this is not our original practice, that it was forced down our throats along with the Bible and one of the other gifts that they gave us when our ancestors touched this soil, and that was a whip. You take a people from their native land, when you take their native tongue away, when you take their culture away, when you take their beliefs away, and you give them something else to practice, they will never be able to operate at full efficiency. They will never be free. Elder told me this story, and I want to pass it down to you all. Once upon a time, in a circus, elephants were shackled by the ankle, and the stake was driven into the ground. When they were very young, they would pull and tug at that chain, and that chain would not break. Each and every day, that baby elephant lost its will to try to break that chain, and it succumbed to its fate. As that baby elephant grew, its shackles grew as well, but also its strength grew at the same time. But because that baby elephant, that is now an adolescent elephant, remembers that it could not break that chain when it was little, it stops trying. Before you know it, that adolescent elephant is now an adult elephant that is perfectly capable of breaking that chain and ripping that stake out of the ground. But because it remembers as a baby elephant that it could not do it, it does not try. My YAH'S family, our ancestors were the baby elephants, and we're now the adult elephants. And a lot of us are not trying to break those same chains, and we're perfectly capable of doing it. Because many of our people are still shackled to the many things that this crazy system has created to continue the bonds of attenuation. It is up to us one by one to release what held us captive, to try to get out of the cycle of attenuation, to stop practicing our oppressors' religion that was created for them, created to control us, because it's not ours to practice. It's theirs. We have to get back to our roots. We have to get back to what our ancestors lost. We have to break those bonds. We have to get out of this cycle. The powers that be and our oppressors are very afraid of us waking up. And they have every reason to be. Which is why they've gone through so many extremes to say that our own culture and practices are demonic and they demonize it.
And I genuinely feel like it's breaking. But this is part of the knowledge that needs to be spread out for us to break it. Y'all give me your thoughts and opinions on it.
Huh? So that is the well of attenuation. The well of attenuation, or the well of memory loss. Something that our ancestors went through. And again, we don't know what was all in that incantation. But we know. Say again? It froze again?
I'm sorry, but if any other spiritual.
YouTube, you really YouTubing today. All right. All right. Okay, so let's try this again. That's wild. It shouldn't be doing that though. That's all right, YouTube. So again, that was the well. Yeah, you turn that off. That was the well of memory loss or attenuation. Have y'all ever heard of the tree of oblivion?
I think I have. I just don't remember.
Okay. I got another short. This one's a shorter video.
Well of memory loss. Why many black slaves had no memory of their origin. Have you ever wondered why many slaves taken to the Americas during the transatlantic slave trade could not remember or pass down any information about their origin to the generation after them? Have you also wondered why there is so much disconnection between African Americans and black Africans? The answer: it is as a result of the last ritual they were made to perform before going into the slave ship. The two slave ports known to perform these rituals are Badagry and Whydah slave ports. Now, let's start with Badagry. Not too far from the point of no return, on the Atlantic border lies Berefo Island. The slaves were filed with chains around their wrists, necks and waists from the slave merchant's courtyard and then ferried in boats across the marina to Berefo. Just in the middle of the plain stands the well. The well is known as the well of memory loss or spirit attenuation well. The purpose of digging this particular well wasn't to quench the thirst of the slaves, it served a more sinister purpose. Before then, slaves were known to rebel against their owners. In a bid to stop the rebellion, the Europeans colluded with the African merchants to enchant the well. Every slave was made to drink from the spirit attenuation well. By drinking from it, they would lose their consciousness and all the memory of their origin. This made them controllable. Over 100 years after the ban on the slave trade, no local has ever drunk from the well of attenuation. The second is the Tree of Oblivion or Tree of Forgetfulness located in Whydah, Dahomey in the present-day Benin Republic. The experiences of slaves in Whydah were very different from those in Berefo, Badagry. Male and female slaves were made to walk around the Tree of Oblivion 9 times and 7 times respectively, after which they would lose their memory. But that wasn't enough for the buyers to completely break the slaves, disorientate and cause them to lose their perception of day and night. The slaves were further tortured and chained in large dark rooms called zomai, which means, where light does not go, they remained there in the same position for weeks or sometimes months with a bite placed between their teeth. The bite was put there to weaken them and to avoid possible rebellion or alliances with other prisoners. Yet, their suffering did not end there. In the slave ship, the men were slammed face down on the ground and the women were slumped on their backs, so it would be easier to sexually abuse them. They would stay in that same position for months before getting to the Americas. After going through this ordeal, only a few of them would have the will to rebel. With these barbarous experiences, most of them would arrive in the Americas, crushed and drained. Sad story, isn't it? That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Well of memory loss.
So you had the well of memory loss, and then you had the tree of oblivion. And they kept saying Ouida, right? So Ouida, was in Benin and Togo is where they were getting the slaves from. They actually mentioned Dahomey also, west coast of Africa, where we came from. If you look right here, it says Ouida. But if you look just a little bit higher, it says Kingdom of Judah. That's how you know this stuff happened to us. That's how you know that we're the people of the book. Because they tell you, oh yeah, they had to. Matter of fact, ever since, slavery was ended, don't nobody drink from that well no more. Wild. And you wonder why when people be having this, like it feels like the spirit of either homosexuality or whatever, and it keeps going from generation to generation, that you see them where it started from, and these monitoring spirits do not want to let go. So again, you got to be praying these things off, renouncing these things. But again, we had our own people, the Dahomey tribe colluding with the Europeans and the Portuguese and all these other people to make sure that we can remember who we are. To where when we tell people that, they look at us like we're in a cult and that we're crazy. And we're just like, no, we just found out historically, anthropologically, archaeologically, all the objectlies that who we are. That's it.
And even in their wick, they was operating, there's a balance of the scales. So even in wickedness,
Yeah.
they move as if they move in righteousness. So they had them go around that tree 9 times and then 7 times.
Even number.
7 of
Completion.
7 number of completion. 9 is the number of divine completion.
Divine 9. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's crazy because like I had no idea about this, but you see so many more people like, oh, we gotta go back to our spells and the things that they want to practice. And I'm like, bruh, like, why would you want to go back to that? Well, it was because of that why our people are super confused of who they are to this day.
You break the spell to get under another one. No, it don't make no sense because they're still believing that that the white man, quote unquote, so-called white person, whatever, gave us the what they call the Bible. It's not true. It was always ours,
But they wouldn't remember because they went through the spell.
And they don't even know about this spell.
Exactly.
Either one of them,
Yeah,
both of them.
Yeah. So, and it's easy. Like I said it before, like if you want someone to forget who they are, you destroy their history.
Yep.
You destroy their books. You destroy all their scripts that they had, and then make it like your own. That way they don't even want to pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
Because they can't even see themselves in their own history.
Right.
That's the most insane and right in your face witchcraft, and you just can't discern it because you would think like, wait, they really put spells on us because we're spiritual people. Right. We always knew about was it witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, juju, all this other type of stuff, and so you already know like it happened.
And you'll hear them say it though, like, oh, the children of Israel, they had to go and get cast out and they were slaves and they went through those. I'm like, are you not like, is it not ringing a bell?
Something's disconnected, I think. Yeah, I don't.
My sister said they make it as their own. So with television, they were able to, because when I talked to my pops about, all the, when Moses come down with the commandments and stuff, his visual is the movies that they made back then.
Charlton Heston. Mm-hmm.
Where they whitewashed everything. That's his visuals. And I remember watching those as a child too.
Yeah, that's still one of my favorite movies. I just know the truth.
I remember some of that visual of those. It's just a whole bunch of white folks.
Yeah.
Even with Samson. Samson was a white man with long curly hair or whatever.
And just staying in the vein of that Ten Commandments movie, the only time where I remember you seeing black people was the Egyptians.
Yeah.
No, Ethiopians. It was the Ethiopians, matter of fact. That was it. Outside of that, it was like, we don't even exist in Africa. Like, come on, man. Only the Ethiopians on that one. The Egyptians, everybody else, I'm just like, okay. We're going to finish chapter 1. How many's left? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're going to finish chapter 1. Did we skip ahead? Yeah, that's out of order. You know what? No, we're going to stop there today. We're going to stop. So what?
I'm like all upset, like what?
So what?
So that's a lot to take in.
Okay.
It's like you don't realize like that happened. Like no wonder. Like everybody's all lost.
When I find stuff and when it's the right time, it's be crazy because I don't be having all this stuff. It's like the most I'll just be led to go watch this and this. I'm like, I knew about that, but I've never found the videos. And then this year I was able to finally find them. I'm like, that's crazy. So that's all I got. Jim, will you pray us out real quick?
I'd like to thank you for bringing us together today once again. And thank you for this word, this scripture, these eye-openers, Abba, and let us take this, meditate in it, rehash it, rewatch it, and remember our past, and help us to continue to be seekers of our history, of our knowledge, of our ancestors, Abba, because this is important. So thank you for bringing us together once again, and may you keep us safe as we depart and go upon our ways, Abba, until we meet again. Shalom.
Shalom. And in case y'all don't know, The Lion King is really about y'all. Remember who you are. Remember. Man, like I said, that's all I got. We are Yehuda. This is YAH'S Assembly. So please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like and share our content. And as always, until next time, shalom, fam.
Whoa.